The TV show Friends was on the air for 10 seasons and ended in 2004. Some networks still replay old episodes today. Friends is the most watched television series of all time. According to the Metro article, Taryn Bossy, feminist blogger, states, Friends is a bit like melted cheese. Loved by all, it never gets old. None of us can imagine what life would be like without it. I have seen every single episode of Friends multiple times, and I also have done my research on this subject. For example, I own the complete series of Friends, all 10 seasons. In this speech, I will persuade you that Friends is the greatest comedic sitcom of all time. A good sitcom should have strong friendships, strong relationships, and address serious issues. A good sitcom should have these things, these criteria, because it makes the episodes more fun to watch and you can relate to each of the characters in different ways. The characters on Friends have strong friendships. Good friends always support each other's career. Phoebe, for example, supports Joey's acting career by pretending to be his agent to get him acting roles. Chandler also supports Joey's career by paying for all of his acting classes. Lastly, the group supports Phoebe's singing career. She's not that good, but they go to all of her performances anyways. Good friends do anything for each other. Joey would do anything for Monica and Chandler. He officiated their wedding, and when they wanted to adopt a baby, he wrote them a letter of recommendation. Monica is always there for Rachel. In the very first episode, for instance, when she left Barry at the altar, she had no place to stay, so Monica let her stay in her apartment. These two haven't seen each other in years, but they still reconnected. According to the New York Times article, Wesley Morris, a cultural critic at large for the New York Times, states, they could fight, use radical honesty, and break up many times in many different ways, but they always keep coming back to each other. Characters on Friends have strong romantic relationships. It is a good idea to become good friends before becoming a couple. For example, Monica and Chandler were great friends before they became a couple. They were always there for each other and always gave each other romantic advice. Ross and Rachel were also really good friends before they became a couple. Back in high school, when Rachel went to prom and thought her date ditched her, Ross, in college, offered to take Rachel to the prom. It is important to love each other's differences in a relationship. Mike, for instance, supports all of Phoebe's quirks and loves how weird she is. According to the Insider article, Christy Renee, a freelance writer and actress, states, Phoebe and Mike are a pair who can be happy despite having different views about the future. When you love someone, you make sacrifices for that person. For example, when Rachel wanted to go to Paris in the season finale, Ross was hesitant at first because he was in love with her, but he eventually saw how much it meant to her and he let her go. Also, when Ross got married to Emily, Rachel originally went to the wedding to stop it and to tell Ross that she loved him. But when she saw how happy she was, she didn't do anything. The TV show Friends addresses serious issues. It is important to address serious issues on TV shows. The TV show Friends addresses marriage issues. For example, when Ross, his first wife, was married to Carol, she left him because she was a lesbian. Shortly after their divorce, she became pregnant with Ross's baby, and she had a new partner. They all had to figure out how to co-parent together. Friends also addresses family issues. When Phoebe was young, her mother died from suicide, and her father was never around, so she had to live on the streets most of her young life. Friends also addresses gender stereotypes. For example, Ben, Ross's child with Carol, wanted to play with dolls. Ross got really upset by this and taught Ben that you should play with boy toys, not girl toys. Also, Ross and Rachel's baby Emma was born, and they got a male nanny. Ross was really upset by this. According to the Screen Rant article, Amanda Steele, video blogger, has her own YouTube channel, states, "The way people are perceived in jobs based on gender is a real issue that needs to be discussed." Some people say Reba is the best comedic sitcom of all time. Sure, it does have romantic relationships and it does address serious issues, but Friends has a lot more friendships. And each friend has a backstory that you can relate to. In conclusion, Friends has strong friendships, strong romantic relationships, and addresses serious issues. Now that you have heard my speech, you should be convinced that Friends is the greatest comedic sitcom of all time. A while back, Netflix took Friends off their website. People were really upset by this, so this should show how good of a show Friends really is.